Yar, feminist. You ought to batten down your hatch afore someone does it for you. Hi everyone, and yeah, it is indeed International Talk Like a Pirate Day, and for anyone who needs a giggle, I have left a link in keeping with the spirit of the day in the low bar for anybody with a twisted sense of humor like mine. In other news, regrettably, Honey Badger Radio is not going to be on this week. Both Allison and I have been swamped with like a whole bunch of stuff that just can't be avoided. I've spent like the last week, maybe more, scraping popcorn, globby stucco for those not familiar with that colloquialism, off my basement ceilings, off the ceilings of the basement in the house that my boyfriend and I are purchasing. And I've been trying to figure out how the hell to bring the shoddy home-installed wiring in that basement up to code without electrocuting myself or pulling out 3/4 of the drywall to do it. Now, anybody who has ever had to remove popcorn from a ceiling, they're going to know how annoying and messy and gross that job is. It just doesn't even, there's no way to describe what a pain in the ass it is. It's quick, it's easy, it's the mess afterwards that's the disaster, right? And I've also been dealing with insurance companies and banks and lawyers, and so it's just really been one big party over here in these here parts, dealing with all of that stuff to buy a house that's really just in a huge mess at the moment, and we'll have to have major repairs and renovations before we can move in. So there's that. In other news, I have been trying to scrape together whatever money might be left over at the end of the month, or in a week or so, from the sucking black money hole of that house, so that I can book some plane tickets to Toronto. A lot of you are going to know that Dr. Miles Groth is going to be giving a lecture on the 27th at that most infamous of universities, the one where this. And this. And this.
To take away their rights? How are we trying to take away their rights?
Why?
Can you shut the fuck up for a second too?
Well,
so I can
he just listed how they
so
are
you guys
for.
can actually answer those questions.
Someone have to yell.
All went down. Now, for whatever reason, it kind of is looking like this particular event is going to end up being big, as in big. Media coverage from the mainstream, all kinds of people attending who would maybe have to fly in from other parts of the country or even other countries. So, it's an important event. I'm really hoping that that I can manage it. Though I'm not sure. Right now I'm paying for repairs and renovations on both the house that my boyfriend and I are purchasing and the house that I own and rent out in BC, which has its own lovely list of problems. So, I'm really hoping that I can get there, but I'm not sure. And it's not just the lecture by Dr. Miles Groth. Attila Windsor of Canada Court Watch has organized a rally for the day following Dr. Groth's lecture at Queen's Park in Toronto. And the Facebook list of people planning to attend that is getting longer all the time. And I'm going to just take a moment here right now to invite anyone in the area, anyone, sort of in the vicinity, even if you're in the U.S., to take the time to attend the talk or the rally or both, if you can manage it, because it's really going to be, hopefully, a big event. In other news, Men's Rights Edmonton is back in the mainstream media. Metro.ca and HuffPo, to be exact, over yet another poster campaign designed to stick in feminist cause everywhere. The new poster sports an artist's rendition of Professor Lise Gautel, chair of Women's Studies at the U of A, at the University of Alberta, and the slogan, "Don't be that bigot." The subtext reads, "Theft isn't black, bank fraud isn't Jewish, and rape isn't male. Just because you're paid to demonize men doesn't mean rape is gendered." A second article was published in Metro.ca citing statistics like, in cases of reported rape, 97% of the time the offender is male. And false claims from women only occur between 2 and 6% of the time, both of which are misleading as they've been stated. But oddly enough, comments are not open on that article. I'm going to leave links to all 3 articles in the low bar, and you can go and comment as you wish. There's been a lot of good discussion already on those articles. So, also mentioned in those articles is the fact that MRE traveled down to Calgary to help a group down there get organized, and they did an inaugural poster run in that city. Soon after all of this kerfuffle, Allison was instrumental in organizing Men's Rights Saskatoon in Saskatchewan. And their website is up and running, and I will link you to that in the low bar as well. In other news, MRE members Eric Duckman and Raz caught 2 women tearing down their posters the other night. When the women were asked by them why they'd torn down the posters, their response was silence and a middle finger. Predictably, Manboobs wrote about the incident shortly after the video of it was uploaded to MRE's channel, titled, "For a Voice for Men and its Edmonton Offshoot, Terrifying Women is a Form of Human Rights Activism." Does this look like a terrified woman to you? Yeah, me neither. Oh, and David Futrell couldn't let an opportunity to make an insinuation of MRA criminality slip past him, claiming the posters were almost certainly posted illegally, despite the fact that they were posted on a public bulletin board designated specifically for posters. In other news, Professor Gautel and Edmonton mayoral candidate Don Iveson insist that they did not decline MRE's challenge to debate them, but that they told MRE that they would debate them on neutral ground, such as CBC, because they're very neutral. Now, this actually seems hilarious because that would be like me offering to debate them on neutral ground, such as Sun News, which is basically Canada's answer to Fox News. But whatever. All of this is news to MRE, who have never been contacted by either Iveson or Gautel, nor have they ever been contacted by Christina Stasia of the U of A, who has repeatedly asserted that MRE's members are cowards because they operate anonymously and hide their faces. Eric Duckman's video on that is linked in the low bar for your perusal. As for when I'll be back at it with a content-rich video, I hope it'll be soon. I've had some ideas bouncing around in my head that need to age a bit before they're ready to uncork, and I hope that'll be in the next couple of days to a week, barring some disaster. So until then, here's hoping that I'll be able to attend the event in Toronto and that I will see lots of you guys there. I really can't stress this enough. What we need are people who are visible, who are supporting us. And so the more of you that we can get there at that rally, just the more bodies that we can get in one place drawing attention to these issues, the more people are going to have to pay attention. So even if you can't afford to attend Dr. Groth's talk, if you can make it to the Queen's Park rally the next day on the 28th, I would just suggest that you make every effort to do so. So anyhow, that's it for me for now. Sorry that it's been so long. I don't know if you can hear my boy and his 2 friends making noise downstairs through this microphone feed, but it's just with summer, it's just so noisy. here all the time that it just really is almost impossible for me to even think, let alone film a video. So I will hopefully see you within a week. All right, bye.